Hi everyone, welcome to this video. So guys, in this video we'll be discussing about how ChatGPT is trained. So I think you are already familiar with ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT is a product of OpenAI. So inside ChatGPT we can pass any kinds of prompt and we can get the response. So it is kinds of conversational, let's say chatbot they have developed. But by that particular chatbot, what you can do, you can perform all kinds of NLP tasks. I think I showed you one example. I think you remember. We can perform language translation, text summarization. We can also perform sentiment analysis. Okay. We can also, let's say, generate the codes. Everything is possible because I already told you, na, LLM, why it is powerful? Because it can perform multitask, right? Multiple tasks it can perform with the help of one model only. Task wise, it is clear like how it will able to perform that task, right? But what about the conversational agents? Let's say whenever I'm passing any kinds of prompt, how it is identifying, okay, how it is identifying what kinds of, let's say, prompt I'm giving and what kinds of tasks actually I'm expecting from my chat GPT. Okay, so this is what actually we'll be understanding in this particular video because if this understanding is clear, so going forward, whatever model you'll be learning, whatever application you'll be building, this would be more clear in your mind. So first of all, you have to remember one thing. See, chat GPT is not a model. Okay. So ChatGPT is just an application. Internally, it is using a LLM, which is GPT 3.5 or GPT 4. It has trained on large amount of data, which is also available over the internet. That means over the internet till 2023, whatever actually data we are having. So all the data they have used to train this GPT 3 or GPT 4 model, right? Now to train this ChatGPT, they actually follow 3 steps. The first step is generative pre-training. The second step is supervised fine-tuning, and the third step is reinforcement learning. I'll discuss all of them one by one, no need to worry. But first of all, just try to see, as I already told you, ChatGPT is not a model, it's just an application, it's just an interface, right? So whenever you are giving any kinds of prompt to the ChatGPT, it is using one OpenAI API key, right? I think you know what is OpenAI API key. With the help of OpenAI API key, it is sending that particular request to the model. You can see it can access different model of the GPT like GPT 3.5, GPT 4, okay, or any other model actually GPT is bringing in future, right? So this is the idea. Let's say you want to perform language translation, you are giving the prompt here. So this chat GPT interface receiving your prompt, then it is sending that particular prompt to the model with the help of OpenAI API key. That is the idea. Okay, so that means chat GPT is an application and it is using internally it is using some kinds of LLM which is known GPT 4 or GPT 3.5. Now, as I already told you, they used actually 3 steps to train this model. Now you can see the first stage is generative pre-training. So here you can see this base model GPT trained on a bunch of stuff from internet for a whole bunch of different things by using the transformer architecture. That means they're using transformer architecture internally and they're training on top of the internet data, okay, or internet documents data you can talk about. Then they are getting something called base GPT model, okay, base GPT model. Then this base GPT model, then again they are doing something called supervised fine tuning. Okay, in this stage 2 they are doing supervised fine tuning. So what is supervised fine tuning? I'll discuss everything, no need to worry. So next, with the human AI trainers, you get to have conversation where they play both sides, you and AI assistant. Okay, now after performing the supervised fine tuning, they get one model called fine tune chat GPT model. Now they'll be performing something called reinforcement learning through human feedback. So here you can see next, let's take the model to the next level by optimizing its even more reinforcement learning by training it against a reward model. Okay, that means they will be creating something called reward model. And why they'll be creating the reward model, I will tell you. Then after that, they will be getting the chat GPT model. And this is what actually we are using. Okay, this is what we are using in our day-to-day life. This is the idea. Now let's discuss all the stages one by one. Now, first of all, let's try to discuss generative pre-training. Okay. Now see, what is generative pre-training? As I already told you, they're using a bunch of data from the internet and they're training one transformer model. Okay, so they're using the code transformer architecture only. On top of that, they're adding some more layer. Okay, and they're creating one GPT model. Okay, this is called a GPT model. Now this model will be able to do actually various kinds of tasks like text summarization, sentiment analysis, sentence completion, translation, and so on. But what is our expectation from our chat GPT? So here user can pass any kinds of prompt. He or she can chat and conversation with this let's say application, yes or no, right? But after training this particular, let's say, transformer model, we are only getting the actually task output. Let's say this model only can perform text summarization, sentiment analysis, sentence completion, and language translation. Apart from that, actually, it can't do anything. Let's say it can't do the chat conversation with the human. Okay, this model can't do. So this is our expectation. Okay, with that, this is our expectation. So for this, actually, what they did, actually, they followed another stage called supervised fine tuning. In supervised fine tuning, what they have done, so they have actually taken two human. So one human called human agent acting like a bot, another human, the actual human agent. Okay, that means both are human, but one human actually will act like a bot and another human will act like a human only, right? So this particular human will give some request. Okay, let's say he will put some, let's say, text, let's say, how are you? So this human will give the reply, let's say, I'm fine, what about you? Again, he will give, I am also fine. Then he will tell, I need help from your side. This particular, let's say, human will tell, so this particular human will tell how I can help you. Okay, so that's how actually they will be doing the conversation, the way actually we do the conversation with our chat GPT. Okay, so initially we have to create our data, that means chat data. Okay, chat data. So to collect the chat data, they're using this particular technical supervised fine tuning. Okay, supervised fine tuning, they're supervising the model. Okay, this is the main idea. Now see, after doing these kinds of conversation, you will have different data. Let's say from the human side, you will get lots of requests, and from the bot side, that means human agent bot side, you will be getting lots of response. Now you'll be using this particular data to train again your base GPT model. Okay, you will be again fine tuning your base GPT model, and you will be using something called stochastic gradient descent optimizer. Okay, SGD optimizer they are using, and they're training one model called SFT ChatGPT model, that means supervised fine tuning model. Okay, this is the main idea here, and this is called actually SFT and supervised fine tuning. But one issue actually they observed after doing the supervised fine tuning, this model can only perform related to the training data. Let's say if someone is giving any kinds of input which was not present in the training example, at that time this model was giving some random output. Okay, so to actually overcome this issue and to make this particular model more good, they followed something called reinforcement learning through human feedback technique. So inside reinforcement learning through human feedback, what they are doing, whatever, let's say, conversation having between this human agent and SFT chat GPT model, so they're trying to rank the results. Okay, rank the response. You can see, let's say this SFT model will give actually multiple response. Now there would be a human. Okay, there would be a human agent. So this human agent will rank the result. Let's say here we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4 different response. Let's say A, B, C, and D. Now between these 4 results, which one is the good? Okay, which one is the good and which one is the, let's say, suitable with the user input user has given. Now he will just try to rank the results. Now let's say B response is good, then A, then D, then C. Okay, this is the rank response. That's how actually he will try to prepare. Then what they have done, they created one reward model. And what is reward model? Reward model is nothing but it's a reinforcement learning model. Those who are familiar with reinforcement learning, I think you know what is reward model. So here you can see they're giving actually different response, and they're actually generating one score. Okay, like what is the score for this response? What is the score for this response? Okay, that's how they're generating the score. Now whoever actually having like more score, this particular response would be considered as my final output. Okay, that's how actually they're doing reinforcement learning through human feedback, and they're improving the accuracy of the model. This is the main idea. That means if you see in high level, so you are using reward model and you are ranking this particular, let's say, response based on that and based on that actually you are providing the actual response, and this reward model will give some policy. Let's say if this response is good, if user is liking that particular response, so definitely it will give some reward, otherwise it won't be giving any kinds of reward. So sometimes in the chat GPT will see that it will ask for your feedback, whether you are getting the correct output or not. If you give the, let's say, low rating, that time they will consider this model is not working good, that time they will give negative reward. So again, this reinforcement learning will automatically learn, okay, how to improve the quality of the model. And if you are giving positive feedback, that means it will give the positive reward that time. Okay, so that is how actually reinforcement learning works. So here in the environment, you just put one agents, that particular agents learn the environment, and whatever activity you are doing, it will try to learn, and based on that, it will try to update the reward model. This is the main idea, right? So yes, this was the actually core concept to train this chat GPT model. And that's how actually not only we get that task specific model, we can also perform the conversation with that particular model. Okay, because they have done, because I think I showed you now how they have done this particular entire strategy and how we can perform the conversation. So whenever we are giving any kinds of prompt, First of all, it will try to understand my prompt because of that particular supervised fine tuning. Let's say I'm giving a prompt, I want to do the language translation French to English. So it will try to understand that particular prompt. Then based on that, it will decide what kinds of task you want to perform. Okay. Apart from that, if you are doing some casual conversation also, it can also handle, because again, it was trained with huge amount of data. Okay, that's the idea. So yes guys, I hope this makes sense now and you got how ChatGPT was trained. And now this concept will help you to understand whatever, let's say, model will be understanding in future. Okay, so I think you enjoyed. So thank you so much guys for watching this video, and I will see you next time.